Hey everybody, I'm John Granado. That's Josh Jordan. You can hear us on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. You can also see Josh's work at sportsmaphouston.com. Hit subscribe if you haven't so you get all of our content here at SportsMap HOU. Hey, this week, LA Times columnist Bill Plaschke authored another Astros hit piece. Astros should always be viewed as cheaters. Come on, Bill. Come on. Is the reason why the Astros won't get a redemption story from the media because they benefit from a designated villain? Is this good for baseball?
It's good for page views for websites that don't get many clicks anymore when talking about baseball. But once a year, when the Astros are, seemingly in the ALCS or the World Series every year, they get a bunch of page views from killing the Astros. It's not just Plaschke. I saw one from the Tampa Bay Times about how basically the Astros are going to get another ring because they weren't punished harshly enough by Major League Baseball. Like, that's their problem with it. And for me, deep down, I think with the Dodgers, they don't see their COVID championship as a legit championship. The 1988 one is the one they point back to, and they blame the Astros for all that. But that's their own, that's their own deal. If they don't view it as a real championship, that's on you.
Well, I'm so sick. Come on. Like, they could possibly be cheating. Now, they should always be viewed. None of these guys should stop it. I mean, the majority of the team wasn't even on that team. I mean, this has got to stop. But you know what? We're Houston, so we really think it's also stupid. I think New York has got a nice appreciation for the Astros. Now, you saw all of the columnists going, you know what? That stuff is over. The Astros are just really, really good. On the West Coast, the Astros they're in the AL West. But the problem is that nobody good is in the AL West. If the Dodgers were in the AL West, and the Astros were beaten up on their daddy, then we would say it's Seattle. The Astros are Seattle's daddy. You know who doesn't pay attention? And nobody pays attention because it's Seattle or the Angels or the Rangers. So nobody cares that the Astros are dominant on the West Coast as well.
No, that's totally true. And a lot of Plaschke's, fire and anger was at Jim Crane. I'm never going to root for any Jim Crane type organization. They wouldn't even admit that the cheating made any difference for them. The other thing he said is that he wrote a piece last year about the possibility of signing Carlos Correa for the Dodgers. And Plaschke said he got skewered, that he didn't realize that the Dodger fan base still hated the Astros so much that he got killed for even suggesting that they go out and sign Correa. Where I find it's funny that we did a video with you and Lance this week where the Yankees are talking about going and getting Correa and Verlander.
Yeah.
So look at the difference there. When you own a team, the Yankees are just tipping their cap. But with the Dodgers, they haven't had to face this. They haven't had to lose to the Astros.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. Is if the Astros could play them over and over again, not just regular season, but postseason, if they could beat them again, boy, would that be fun. But you know what? There's a problem with that, Josh. There's a problem that the Astros have. It's that the Dodgers suck in the postseason, and they can't get to the World Series again. And they don't really does their 2020 COVID title even count? Does it even matter? Because it feels like they feel like they still suck, that they're still trying to get over 2017 because they got jobbed. Oh, by the way, they lost 2 games in Dodger Stadium in that series, right?
Yep.
They lost, but the Astros cheated, so they couldn't have possibly have beaten them.
No, he's complaining about how they ruined Darvish, and now he's gone to the Padres, and they ruined Clayton Kershaw's resume. Just, a bunch of BS. The other thing I wanted to get to, it's not just them. It's the whole country. We saw that poll that came out in just all the states that are rooting for the Phillies, and I thought it was interesting. Ken Hoffman's writing a piece for us this week. He just said to his little Amazon Echo, like, "Hey, Echo, who's winning the World Series this year?" It literally says the Astros are the favorites, but we believe the Phillies will win this World Series because of their great pitching and their great lineup. It's like, I believe that blah, blah, blah. I'm not kidding that a company like that would program its Echo to take a side with the Phillies. It's incredible.
What if I program my Echo to say, hey, what's the best beer? And it would say, Coors Light is the best beer, John. And you know what? They'd be right. My Echo would be right because Coors Light is the best beer. And if you're looking for cold, clean, crisp, refreshing, and the world's most refreshing beer, it's not like the Astros. It's not hated. It's loved. Coors Light is loved throughout the country. So if you're somebody who wants to have a cold, cool, crisp, refreshing beer, it is Coors Light. Is there any end in sight with this? I mean, 88% of the people hate the Astros and want the Phillies to win. Is there any end? I think there might be an end in sight if the Astros continue to dominate and win this World Series and possibly another. I think it would be okay. They were good enough to win in 17.
Yeah, but look what you're talking about. For that to happen, they'd have to be a dynasty. That would be like 3 championships. Like look at the links they would have to go to earn everybody's respect. LA, I don't think is going to change, but New York, you're right. They're kind of coming around because they've experienced it firsthand, but they got to win this one, John, and everybody's going to be rooting against them. And the one thing I will say is, even guys like Stephen A. Smith love Dusty Baker, Keyshawn Johnson, They love Dusty. They're rooting for the Astros because of that. Yeah. So thank God we have Dusty, because that's the only bit of good PR, good karma that we really have in the eyes of the national media.
Hey, Plaschke, you can get us back. Just have the Dodgers try to make a World Series again and stop sucking in the postseason. Then you can come back and maybe, just maybe, you can get your revenge. But you can't when you're sitting home watching, can you? No, can you, Bill?